1.9 Chai FM, Niki Seberini, and we're having lots of fun. But now we're going to be talking something that I think is rather inspirational, because I love to meet people who have a goal and who really achieve and go out there and do what they love doing and do it so well and be recognized for it all at the same time. Because I love to find out what is it about that individual that keeps them going, that keeps them reaching for their dreams. And hopefully when we find these things out, we inspire you, and maybe you can go out there and reach for your dreams as well. Who do I have in the studio? I have Charlene Lewison in the studio, Birdie Golf Apparel Director, and also a finalist of South Africa's most influential women in business and government 2011 awards, as well as so many other awards and in so many articles and really just achieving and growing every single day. So Charlene said she'd take time out to chat to us this morning. Charlene, welcome.
Thank you so much.
Really
it's
lovely
to be here.
Oh, it's lovely to have you. I know you're very busy.
Well, that's what it's all about. You've got to give back sometimes.
And you know, we also have Charlene's PA. One of two, I found out, which is, I mean, what do they say? You're only as good as the people around you.
Yes, my two PAs are essential ingredients to Birdie is today. Besides them, a lot of good staff. That is very important in keeping a brand together.
Well, I want to hear all about your tricks of the trade. Marie, Beatrix, welcome. Marie or Mari?
Marie.
Marie, lovely to have you, Marie, as well.
Thank you, good to be here.
So I want to ask you the question, Charlene.
Yes.
I mean, I know that you were in the music industry for a while. You did a whole lot of things, and then you went into business with your dad.
Yes.
But prior to that, did you always see yourself as a businesswoman? I mean,
yes.
We started off this show this morning talking about parents and talking about when you see your child has a particular skill, do you hone that skill? Do you say, okay, my child is going to be the next Ronaldo, or my child is going to be the next, I don't know, Britney Spears, or who knows, or a wonderful classical pianist, or do we do it, don't we do it? So the question I'm asking you is this: did you always want to be in business, and did your parents encourage that in you from a young age?
I always wanted to be in business, and I knew that from a young age. I was brought up in a home where my mother loved working. She had a little boutique. So first of all, the clothing side is what I resonated to in terms of my mother and my father, who had many stores and worked with clothing all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So my family, all of us actually, which I'm going to tell you a lovely little story now.
I love it.
How we get to where we get. When we were children, I have a brother and a sister.
Mm.
In our home, we had a bookshelf in the study. And being creative as a child, I used to love creating cutouts. And I know children will relate to this. You have little cutouts and you dress them. And what happened is I developed a whole community of cutouts. I used to, each individual little cutout wore different items of clothing. And I introduced these little communities to my brother and my sister. My brother was to design the actual bookshelf in terms of little houses and spaces, of which today my brother is the top architect. My sister, I gave her magazines to cut out interiors so that we could have homes with beautiful lounge suites and amazing furniture. And I would put my little cutouts, and we would have little families and communities. Today, my sister is a famous, she's got her own business in textiles. So it just shows you how your childhood and knowing where you're going to be one day and how you develop from that is so vital. Knowing an intuition that I did feel was that I was one day going to use my creativity and become a business person. I did know that. When I joined my dad, Birdie, him and a partner created this little Birdie, they purchased a brand which they wanted to develop. When I saw the logo, which is it's three little golfers, I'm sure a lot of you are not aware of my brand. It's really golf-focusing brand. But the three little golfers, I fell in love with them. It reminded me of my little childhood of these cutouts, where I used to dress these guys. And I just adapted to it, and I knew I was going to take this brand and I was going to work it and make it very, very successful. And that's where we are today and what I have achieved, and hopefully have got it out there and created the most amazing attire for golfers to really enjoy and appreciate. and through my knowledge, obviously, giving them what they really want.
I find it so interesting that it's something you connected with from childhood, as you say, these three little figures. Did your dad say, Charlene, come on, I need your help. I need a bit of insight. I need a bit of young energy. Or did you say, Dad?
No. The way it began is that they needed a merchandiser,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I'm good at. In fact, when I began, I was only half day. I was just assisting in merchandising, and then from there, I mean, it just developed, and I just saw the gaps, and I knew what I needed to do, and I knew what I wanted to do, and I just took it, and it just grew. And, yeah.
And the fact that it was golfing apparel, did that put you off at all? You know, I mean, you're talking about, I don't know, is it stuffy men standing on a golf course holding a steel rod?
You won't believe that's how it did begin. That's how it did begin. When I was small, I used to sit on my dad's bed, and he's a very avid golfer. So I used to look at his little clothing on the bed and think, well, that doesn't match with that. And no, Dad, you can't wear this. And that golf shirt's it's had its day.
Really, Charlene?
So yeah, it began this way. And when your youth is what you know from, and that's all. And then somehow it just all came.
Did you find it was very male driven when you first started?
Those were one of the challenges. Is that it was very male driven. In fact, even in terms of women playing golf, there weren't many women as there are today. How golf has developed. So the question you asked me, to go back to it, golf in those days, was it as it is today, was just it's contrasting. The fashion, golf has become fashion. It's become it's got amazing, powerful names to it now. There's Tiger Woods. There's famous people out of golf.
Listen, you look at Catherine Zeta-Jones. You see her on the golf course.
Many celebrities.
She looks absolutely good. Cindy Crawford. You have lots of women who are on the golf course, and they look gorgeous.
Sure.
They really look gorgeous.
Yeah, no, it's become quite high profile, which I love. And also working with trends now and what's adapting into the golf industry in terms of fashion. You know, that's important to sustaining what golf, what golf can be and what it is. And
so do you see yourself as an innovator or a follower? I mean, if you look at what golf was then and now, do you think you've helped create that in South Africa?
I'm so glad you asked that, because I'm definitely an innovator. I cannot follow. I have to know my market. I have to know what it requires. Also, you've got to identify with what your brand stands for and means in the marketplace, who I compete with. So, you can ask my PA sitting here. She knows about that.
Well, if you've known, I mean, from a young age, you were so creative. Your parents were in fashion, so you were born. First of all, you were born obviously with a creative side, but it was in your home. So for you to do the cutouts with your brother and sister, you know, that's what you did, and I love that, because it's just a reminder again as a parent to be so mindful of what your children are doing and what you're doing, and the messages, because your children are learning all the time. I mean, look what you learned from your parents. But from that age, you said you always wanted to be in business, and you knew you were going to do something, and you went ahead and you followed. You're an innovator. You're not a follower.
Yes.
You're driven.
Driven.
Are you a control freak? Did you in the beginning think, I have to do it because it's my way, I know exactly how to do it, I do not trust anyone else? Because, I mean, you're talking about 2 PAs, and you say that you've got wonderful staff complement and these people support you. But to get to this point, did you have to let go? Was it hard for you?
Very hard. You know, I think if I'm given a responsibility and I decide to commit, because until you commit, nothing's going to really happen. When you actually do commit, so much happens. I mean, just doors open everywhere. And I think being a control freak, I think knowing that I don't want to mess up any time. I want to be the best that I can be, and I want my workers and the people around me to be the best that they can be. In fact, when I employ the people to work with me, I recognize their potential of you have to feel it and know that they're going to be who you want them to be, to assist you in the way you need to. I can be a control freak at times, and I think most people that really passionate and believe in their product, it's this energy you cannot help. It's a vibration that you just really need to succeed. And along the way, it's very challenging because it can become, your staff need to know you, understand you, and relate to your challenges and be there to assist you in terms of that. I think most people in business are kind of controlling.
But it's knowing when you can't do everything. So it's knowing what you're best at and allowing other people to do it. And
Yes.
trusting that they're going to do it as well as you would do it.
Yes.